Hi, welcome back to the Myth of Hockey. This is the uphill battle that I'm fighting, is the myth of hockey. When I present people with information that they didn't know and old information, they rely on what they think their memory tells them without looking at any of the facts. And all I'm doing is providing the facts, okay? So right now, I'm debating with some people on Facebook, Justin Mills, Ryan Miller, and Brett Squared. I'm sure they're great guys. And this is the uphill battle I'm fighting. So somebody posted about how great Hasek was. And all I said was, one sentence was, how did the new rookie backup, Martin Biron, replace Hasek so easily in 2001, 2002? So just to refresh your memory, Hasek won the Vezina in 2000/2001. And he left to go to Detroit where he won the Stanley Cup. So the replacement for him was Martin Biron. He had never been a starter before. So this is his first season ever being a starting goalie. He played, I think, almost 70 games. And this is the myth of hockey, what happened. Because all I said was, how did Martin Biron do so well replacing him? Not 3 years from then, not 5 years from then, the next season, which is the most important. And this is what happened. In 2000-2001, Hasek had 137 goals against in the 66 games that he played. Now, before you may have looked at it, but so Martin Biron comes in, again, has never been a starter before, never played more than, I think it was 26 games or something when Hasek got hurt a couple years prior. And this is what happened in Martin Biron's first 66 games replacing the so-called great Dominik Hasek. Biron allowed only 141 goals in his first 66 games. Only 4 more goals against. And I asked how. I kept asking the gentlemen, how did that happen? And they kept doing the myth of hockey. They kept deflecting. Well, what about his whole career? Did Biron win a gold medal? It doesn't matter. I've asked a question about the very next season. How was Dominik Hasek so easily replaced the very next season? We're comparing apples to apples here. It doesn't matter what happened 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later. All I asked was the question, or made a comment, is how come Martin Biron replaced Hasek so easily if Hasek was so great? This shouldn't have been 141 in his first 60. It's 4 goals difference. And look at his save percentage. So Hasek stopped 6 more shots out of 1,000. And by the way, and look at the goals against average. Come on. So 6 more shots per 1,000 shots. Martin Biron, the rookie starter. And here's the kicker. People don't do their research. The Sabres lost 45 man games to critical players in 2001, 2002. So you can actually say, and factually, that Biron had a worse team in front of him than Hasek. And he still did this well. And by the way, this is really interesting. I decided, what did Martin Biron, once he got settled in as being a starter, this is what Martin Biron did after January 1st. You ready for this? So, here's what happened. Post January 1st. This is amazing, and this should just really make you angry and go, oh, so this is new critical information that I didn't know. So this is where you need to apply some critical thinking. Martin Biron, after January 1st in 01-02, played 36 games after January 1st, had a .926 save percentage and a .197 goals against average. And he almost got his team into the playoffs, even though they were missing 45 man games to critical players. And Gilmore and Andrechuk left in 01-02. So the team in front of Biron was weaker than Hasek's team in 00-01. This is the myth of hockey. So here's my question. Doesn't matter 2 years later, 3 years later, 6 years later. My question is, please stop deflecting. How was Martin Biron so easily replacing the great Dominik Hasek? The answer is that Biron was just as skilled as Hasek. The team in front of both Hasek and Biron make the goalie. The goalies don't make the frickin' team. And if Biron was the starter maybe the year before in 0001 or the year before that, and by the way, the team obviously gets weaker in 2001, 2002, 2003, 2003, 2004. You can't compare what happened years later. Stick with the apples to apples, people. The myth of hockey, gentlemen. Thank you very much for playing.